This morning, I heard a very disturbing case. Unique problems can arise from couples with big age gaps. Researchers agree it's not so much about the age disparity as it is about their maturity level. Seeking Solutions has landed this couple in divorce court today.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Ayanna. Yes. Ayanna Fitzgerald and Jamell Wright. The two of you have been together for 3.5 years. You do not want to be together anymore. You have some property distribution that you want me to resolve, and I will do that momentarily. And you have one child together. Mrs. Fitzgerald, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you seek to end it here today?
Well, Jamell is just very selfish. He's selfish. And
give me some examples.
Well, one example could be that he got his taxes and he came home after, a day out, and he told me about buying a T-shirt for his cousin's birthday. Mm-hmm. But it just so happened that my daughter, it was her birthday also.
Now, you have children from a previous relationship.
Yes, I do.
How many? Two from?
Three children.
Three from a previous relationship. So it was your daughter's birthday.
Yes.
And he bought a shirt for a friend of his,
yes,
but nothing for the daughter.
No.
What did you say? Was there a conversation about that?
There wasn't a conversation because at the time I really didn't want to have the argument and to go into it, but he did tell me, just in the course of him telling me about buying the T-shirt for his cousin. And I was pissed because I'm like, okay, well, what about your cousin? I have a daughter here.
How long were you together when that happened?
Oh, it had been 3.5 years.
3.5 years, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, her daughter's having a birthday, you got to come home with a little something, right?
If you say so. I mean, I don't feel like I have to.
You say so?
I mean, honestly.
No, you tell me what you think.
I mean, honestly, it's not on me to get a gift.
It's on you to get a gift for my daughter.
Miss Fitzgerald, you're going to be in the chair in a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Mr. Wright, did the two of you had a discussion about, how you're going to blend together when you moved in together once you had a child, because you did have children from a previous relationship? Did you ever discuss what your role was?
No, there was never no discussion of any roles. It was just a comfortable situation off the rip.
Do you expect that a guy that you just met and moved in with to take on the role of fatherhood as a natural thing to happen without there being some kind of conversation and understanding that that's what's expected?
No, Judge, but in reality, I didn't need him to step in and be a father figure, and the situation we're talking about was 3.5 years later. It's not like he came and we met each other and we moved in.
Does he have a relationship with your kids?
He has a relationship with my children. The thing is, sometimes the children can be a handful, mm-hmm, and sometimes
handfuls.
Maybe a lot of the times the children are a handful, and that's fine, and that's honest. But the thing is, I don't necessarily, and he doesn't know how to handle them. Maybe they might give him some back talk. Maybe they might be fresh. And what can he do? They're not his children. I understand that, but this isn't one of those situations.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to talk about a birthday present anymore. Okay. I don't want to talk about, but I do want to talk about the children. Do you have a situation where your kids are cutting up, and there's no structure in the home, there's no understanding of what his power is and what his authority is with respect to the children that you have?
My foot. I would say that the children are children. They're children. Like,
I understand children are children, but what I'm trying to understand is, are you raising them or are they running you?
No, I have a hard time with them. I would not say that they're
raising. So they are running you?
They run me sometimes. They run me ragged.
First of all, the first thing I need to do,
yes or no
the next thing I need to do is say this. He's 12 years younger than you.
Yes.
And you have a 21-year-old on down.
Yes.
Do you have your situation on the mother front taken care of?
Not like it should be.
Yeah.
Not like it should be.
And it's annoying to him to have children he can't control and that you're not controlling. And it makes him crazy.
It could be aggravating to him. I can understand his part, but No, I don't understand the fervor of his nastiness sometimes. No, I don't get it. I don't
Is he nasty to
understand
your
that.
kids?
Not nasty to the kids, to me.
What does he say to you?
If I ask him to just give me a little bit of help, I have to get the children together for school every day. If I ask him to give me a little help, he gave me an attitude. Can you iron something for your son? He ironed it. I didn't happen to use it. He got an attitude. I'll use it tomorrow. I'm sorry that I changed my mind, but that kind of weighs down on me. Like, little things mean a lot. So I do have a lot to do.
Do you not actively participate? Let's leave her previous children out of it. Even with your own son that you have with her, are you less than an active and engaged father?
Tell the truth now.
Stop.
Absolutely. And you know why? Because she does a good job at keeping my son from around me in the household. She would have my son segregated from me.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Wright. Do you think she purposely keeps you from your son?
I'm not saying keep me from, but she does.
You said
like
segregate.
Yeah, it's like segregation. If you ever
That's
segregation, like
Stop.
he'll be in one room with her, and because she may not want to be around me, he's with her.
Don't you think your son is paying the price for you two not getting along, and that you should be man enough, even if she's not behaving correctly, to want to be an active and engaged part of your son's life?
I mean, for me, I learned by observation. So, I mean, I knocked my head a few times before I understand the situation. So now I understand that for me to be a better father to my son may be for me just not to be around her.
But you need to be around him?
Yeah, but like I said, for me to be better around him, towards him, I may just need to be away from her. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I may be up. She has an attitude or whatever, but from the morning, she has an attitude from the morning to the night.
So y'all not speaking? It's icy silence
Yeah,
around the house, or if you are talking, you're arguing?
We probably passed the point of argument because I got to the point where I told her I'm not really trying to argue around her kids or mine.
What is your response to his statement that he believes that the only way he can do well with his son is not to be anywhere near you?
I think that is just a crock of butter, bologna, or whatever you want to say. Because how can you be better dealing with him if you can't? Maybe he should try to deal with us both. Maybe you should try to make that better.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you difficult to deal with?
I talk a lot, as you clearly see, and I am outspoken, but I'm not that hard to deal with because I'm not. I'm pretty much a pushover. How do you think these children run me? Because I'm a pushover. I'm too nice. So,
Mr. Wright, do you agree with that she's too nice and a pushover, or do you find her irritating?
truthfully.
Both.
Stop it.
Both.
Can you explain to me what the atmosphere is like in your home and how she contributes to it?
On an average day or on a good or bad day?
On an average day.
On an average day, chaos. Like,
Paint a picture for me. Tell me what happens.
Okay, let's say I wake up, like she says, I may not help her in the manner that she feels I need to in the morning time. You know, she leaves, she comes back. I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I may be up. She has an attitude or whatever, but from the morning, she has an attitude from the morning to the night. So this turns into, like I said, my son goes to school, so when he comes back, she may be in another room with the door closed with him.
So y'all not speaking, it's icy silence around the house, or if you are talking, you're arguing?
We probably passed the point of argument because I got to the point where I told her I'm not really trying to argue around her kids or mine.
Gotcha.
So we pretty much over that. I'm not really for all of that again.
Is that accurate?
That's accurate, but this is what I'm coming from as far as him saying that the house is chaotic, okay?
Okay.
I can't keep on saying, oh, they're children, da, da, da. But it is a reality. One might want to watch this. One might be doing homework. The baby's trying to take the homework, turn the TV channel, so everybody is going like crazy a little. But as far as me getting up in the morning and then, you know, I might come back, I might ice him out. I might not speak. I might not. Why don't you get up in the morning and go and do something where you don't have to be around me all day if I'm such an annoying person? I am a cosmetologist. I braid hair. I do
What
hair.
is there for a person to do at 6
excuse me, I'm
o'clock in
talking.
the morning?
I do hair, okay? So if
Besides
I
sleep.
stop, so if I'm at home and I'm doing some hair, or if I have to leave and do errands and stuff, I'm trying to do something. Why don't you go and do something where you don't have to be around me all day, where I'm aggravating the heck out of you all day?
Okay, Ms. Fitzgerald, you're aggravating the heck out of me. I'm going to say something to you about the children, okay? If you got a lot of them, the more children they have, the more orderly you have to be, and the more discipline you have to mete out, and it has to be consistent and ongoing. And it is, you know, children are a lot of work. You shouldn't have them unless you're willing to do all the work that's involved. And it's easy to allow your children to run hither and yon because it's easier than staying on top of them and all over them. I married a guy, had 4 kids, I had 2 more of my own. You need order. You need to command your presence. And that needs to be your #1 priority, because if you don't have order now, it's going to be a nightmare when they're teenagers. It's already going to be a nightmare just because teenagers are teenagers. But teenagers that have no order or discipline, woo! Next thing you know, they seeing me.
I did have an indiscretion in the beginning of our relationship. So he comes to my house 2 years later with a necklace full of hickeys. And I asked him, what's going on? What's that? Oh, nothing. What is it? Nothing. It was no hickeys now. Now, what'd you do? Oh, nothing. It's not no hickeys. So you didn't have no hickeys. You didn't have sex. You didn't do nothing because they're not hickeys.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on social media. Go to facebook.com/divorcecourt and follow us on Twitter and Instagram @divorcecourt. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram @divorcecourt. I understand you have a particular concern with her 21-year-old daughter. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah, she's 21, and Ayanna acts like she's 21 too. To me, their relationship is not like a mother-daughter type of thing. It's like they like homegirls.
Uh-huh.
And I think that clouds her judgment on a lot of things pertaining to me.
What in particular in the relationship between you and her do you find the most distressing?
Well, she's sneaky by nature, so I say like.
What kind of sneaky stuff does she do?
She's just a sneaky person.
What kind of sneaky stuff do you
Miss
do?
Fitzgerald,
Like,
hush.
Like, you know how when you see a person and they just got like a sneaky demeanor about like every time that you know that they're lying, they're never lying?
Well, what do you think she lies about?
It was a situation a few years ago where I had came home. I was going through a situation with our probation, and I was in a halfway house.
Uh-huh.
And they gave me a visitor's pass for the weekend.
Right.
So when I go up to the second floor apartment, which is her apartment, that door's locked. So I'm like, you know, it's kind of awkward because you just know how your living situation is. So it's a window that, you know, I pretty much kind of just made sure that if I can never get into the house, I can get into the house. So when I get in there, as soon as I hit the hallway, homie's, he's out the back door.
So there was a man there?
Yeah, homie's out
running out the back door?
Homie's out the back door. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I thought I was, like, you know, just tripping, you know. So when I see it, she's like, yes, nothing's happened. Nothing's like...
You didn't see him. He wasn't here.
Basically...
Did she not acknowledge his presence?
It's not that she didn't...
She
acknowledged... All right, she acknowledged his presence, but she knows she better had acknowledged mine because... You understand what I'm saying?
Were you two together at that point in time? You were in a halfway house, so you might have... Were you just out of jail to the halfway house?
Like, when I met her, when I actually met her, I was fresh out.
Out.
So, yeah.
I got it. Did you anticipate faithfulness from her from the get?
Honestly,
even though that you weren't living there? I mean, it never seems to me that you two establish any ground rules as to the nature of your relationship.
there's never, not verbally, but she has some, I guess, in her brain that comes out, like, you know, when I guess I do something that she doesn't agree with. But honestly, with me, I'm the type of person, I brung situations about open relationship to her because I feel like as long
Because you
as
had been in
as
jail
long as
all
two
your
people,
life and you
as
didn't
long
have
as,
sex with enough girls, so you wanted me to be okay with being
Miss
in an open
Fitzgerald,
relationship
stop
with you.
it. Miss,
I
just
feel
stop.
like
No.
rather than me go have sex with females that didn't have to worry about her in my phone or crying about it, why don't you just be okay with it?
Because I don't want to be okay with it.
I'll tell
It's
you why in a
disgusting.
minute.
All right, so
I'll let you figure that. Miss Fitzgerald, why don't you tell me any response that you have to what he just said to you, then I'm gonna talk to you both.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, yes, I did have an indiscretion in the beginning of our relationship, and I'm gonna lie, I lied to him. So I lied to him, and he turned around and came in my house 2 years later, and he's still going on this lie, right? Going on the lie that I didn't have sex with a guy. This is what, so he says. So he comes in my house 2 years later with a necklace full of hickeys. And I asked him, what's going on? What's that? Oh, nothing. What is it? Nothing. It was no hickeys now. Now, what'd you do? Oh, nothing. It's not no hickeys. So you didn't have no hickeys, you didn't have sex, you didn't do nothing, because they're not hickeys. You're full of crap. And you want to tell me, and you see how he's giggling,
did
right?
that
Now, if I had giggled when that man went out my house and
exactly.
he seen it, I would have
That's
been in
just the way
trouble.
it goes.
But he
That's-
can
that's
giggle,
life.
and it's funny.
That's the way it is.
Okay.
This is funny?
Oh, all right.
This
All
is
right.
not funny. You're
We're
not
done.
funny.
We're done. On Divorce Court, what are you gonna do? I ask the tough questions. It wasn't me,
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Did you ever catch him?
No.
But you tried. And I give you the answers. Men and women must explain themselves to one another.
Because I pay his phone bill, Your Honor.
Quit paying a man's phone bill, honey. Visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Fitzgerald, as this relationship ends, you want the car that you say you jointly use. And
Yes.
Mr. Wright, you want a television.
I guess I don't even care. Honestly.
You don't care? Do you care about the car?
No.
No. Okay, good. Thank you very much
Thank
for that.
you.
So I will award her the car, and I will award her the television because you don't care, and you're not asking for it, and I get that. Let me say this to the two of you.
He never cared.
Ms. Fitzgerald, that may very well be, but that, to the extent this relationship is the mess that it is, you're both responsible. You got yourself some guy, 12 years your junior, just got out of jail, you wanted a dude, you brought him into the house, you didn't have any clear thought about what the nature of the relationship was, and you expect to pluck this guy out of the situation that he's in, place him in his house, and all of a sudden he's gonna be a good dude for you. And that's just not realistic. It's not rational. He wasn't in a position to do what you wanted him to do. And then you're mad because he's who he is. Mr. Wright, you can't be mad either. You did what was convenient for you. The mistake you made, in addition to that, was not understanding how your presence impacts the little people and then creating another little person that you're not in a position, either economically or emotionally, to raise. And despite your youth, you're not that young anymore, you have an obligation to that boy that will never, ever go away. And I want you to be man enough to get over any anger or discontent that you have with each other. I'm speaking to you both. And to raise that little boy with some sense of calm, care, and concern that you two seem so unable to bring forth today. Mr. Wright, you understand what I'm telling you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I understand that.
If I've done that, I've done something of value today, and I'm going to leave it there, Ms. Fitzgerald. I hope you heard what I said to you, and don't be just running around jumping. Oh, I get this little boy over here, and you know, ladies, it's okay to be single. Don't need a dude to make it cool. Judgment in favor of Ms. Fitzgerald. It is so ordered. If you have children and you're seeing someone who has children, you can't just plop them all in the same house and expect them to work out. You have to make plans, you have to have processes and procedures in place, or it will be a mess. Call us at 877-311-2222.